Cool. Anyone like steamed hams? Yeah.
And now they can hear me. All right.
We're good. Yep.
So we've got people. They look like they're excited. Looks like everyone's here. You know, it's why sharks in space, talking about vacuums, are the most dangerous thing, because you can't hear the Jaws theme, so you don't know when to swim away.
I don't I feel like if you're in a situation where you need to swim away from a shark, then you're already screwed. I don't really think the warning matters.
I disagree. Hearing the Jaws theme is very important. All right, we got some people saying draft already. Draft already. We're just going to talk for a minute, though. Let everyone mosey on in. It's 7:03. We're 1 minute behind schedule. We're doing great. We're just going to let everyone show up. All right. How many people do we have in chat?
We're at 26 viewing and about 7 people talking right now.
All right. That's excellent.
Yeah, this is actually pretty good viewership. Usually our off-season events don't get this many.
I have 2 minutes to do the whole draft before Mongoose has to leave for dinner. All right, guys. You all know your teams. You're all done. Glad to have you here. Great draft, everyone. Good job. All right. Let's go. I love the draft. It's actually one of my favorite times.
It's super fun.
Because I want to give a quick little bit of background. We did this all offline. We got it done literally minutes ago. So this is a nice presentation for you all. We hope you like it. So with the first overall pick, the Madagascar Hammerheads select offensive lineman. All right, do you got any bets on which offensive lineman there is? There's a few I love.
I actually don't know the offensive lineman off the top of my head. No.
So there's a couple that are really good that are in this draft. Yeah. Trench Warfare comes to mind. Played for Narwhals. Yep. You had what's his name? I'm blanking on all of a sudden. Who played for the Kings? Roffel McWaffle. So.
Oh yeah, yes.
There are some really good OLs in this draft. So it should be interesting. Anyway, who do you think they're taking?
I kind of want to say Big Bertha because that'd be really funny. Right. There's also Timmy the Sheep, I think, is a sleeper pick.
That's true.
Yeah, let's go Timmy.
All right, I think they're gonna take. I think I know. Well, actually, I know who they're gonna take. All right. Yeah. So with that, they select offensive lineman Trench Warfare Hoppy. So for those of you who don't know, as a tradition, I usually like to praise every pick. There's one exception. If you are a member of head office, I've talked about how this is the worst pick in the history of all time. As a result, this is the worst pick in the history of all time. He is a bum. He doesn't do anything. No, Hoppy's great. He's a member of our head office. I think this is actually the highest a member of our head office has ever been taken. As a member of head office, but he's going to be a bust, and it's unfortunate, and I feel bad for the Hammerheads. No, he's great. For those of you who don't know, because we hit our $400 goal in our fundraiser for SCFSL, he will be racing in the CODA Children's Organ Transplant Association race car for charity in a couple of days, I believe. So that'll be fun and exciting. So, yeah, there's your first overall pick. The Dragons, as you see, have their new logo. They're going to be rocking a new color scheme and everything going into the season. Ben made this logo, and it is beautiful. Easily his best work to date, and I love it. So with that, the Denver Dragons select linebacker, and I'm not going to do the pomp and circumstance. We know who it is. It's D. Pressing. Troy Pressing. Again, another terrible pick. This is just a bad choice all around. But no, really, Troy Pressing's amazing. He's one of my favorite people. Literally,
good locker room guy.
Great locker room guy, and honestly, working with him in head office has been an absolute pleasure. It's usually, hey, I need this. Can anyone do it? And Troy Pressing's usually one of the first to raise his hands. He's absolutely wonderful. Gurren said it right. Wheelie hype. I love the man. He's amazing. Pal is now asking to pick again. No, Pal. Well, Pal, you can pick again when the next Dragons pick comes up.
That is how drafting works.
That's how
Yeah.
drafting works. Yeah. So yeah, you will get to pick again. Don't worry. All right. So I love this pick. I think it's great. These two picks, being 1 and 2, aren't really surprising. They're both members of head
Nope.
office. They're both super active. Yeah. So now with 3rd overall, the Wallabies, who traded a lot, who got a lot from the Vipers for us, are about to see back-to-back-to-back picks. So it should be great. The Wallabies select. Oh, by the way, the Vipers with that pick got Wheel Turner, which also was great.
Yes, that is getting a Vok, right?
Yeah.
Definitely not a mess.
The Wallabies select defensive linemen. All right. Do you got any guesses?
Oh man, who was in the D-line department this season? There's Watt, who was good. Kodasa, who I can't pronounce. And Dredd are all really good picks for
All right.
D-line.
So who do you got? You've named 3.
I think we'll go Dredd.
All right. Dredd is a great
Yeah.
choice. But it is actually Skidilius Kipopoulosin, Kotasa. So
That's a nice pick.
it's a great pick. I like this guy. He's come in. He's got a lot of personality. I think it's a phenomenal pick. I think, what
Yep.
was it? He joined and declared himself the MVP for the Development League. Just, it's quite wild. So I love this
Oh
pick.
man.
I think it's great.
It's with the Wallabies, the passing of the old guard, one thing that won't be mentioned as much is they lost a lot of big locker room personalities,
They
and
did.
I think that was a big part of Gorp's appeal, was that that locker room was run in a very certain way that attracted people. So this is a good pick to kind of build a new culture around that team.
Absolutely. We also got a comment. We got a follow, so thank you for whoever gave us the follow. Much appreciated. So yeah. And now the Wallabies are again on the clock. And with 4th overall, the Wallabies select. Thank you again for the follow. It's always appreciated. They select kicker. All right, there's a couple of kickers here. Who do you got? This is, I think, the highest we've ever seen a kicker get taken.
Really?
Yes, 4th overall?
Huh.
Absolutely.
The only kicker that I think was active enough to go this early would be Vegan.
Really? I think there's another one who was. But with that in mind, they did select Vegan Stick Mertzy. This is a great
Okay.
pickup. It's keeping in-house talent in-house. So for those of you who don't remember it, Vegan Stick's old player was Octavian McWaddle III, arguably one of the best fullbacks in the league. And now he's going to be the kicker and the punter.
What a title.
It is.
Best fullback in the league.
He was honestly phenomenal to watch.
No, he was very good. That was what was so deadly about that Wallabies offense, right? Was it was just so multi-talented. So yeah, very good user.
Absolutely. And so there actually is another kicker that I do think you flipped over, which is Zuko Ito.
Oh, yeah, I talk to them all the time. I don't know how I forgot them. I apologize, Zuko.
He might be asleep right now, though. So,
yeah, I was I feel mean now. I've literally talked to him all the time.
It's okay. I'll forgive you, but this is saved and recorded, so unfortunately he'll see it forever.
Oh, yeah.
Dayton Mac, you did get that smelly pressing.
You did. That'll be on his wall for player motivation.
All right, and with 5th overall, the Wallabies again. They're going to select wide receiver. Okay, so there's a ton of great wide receivers in this draft.
Yes.
You've got the Bodang brothers. You've got Real Games. You've got Deluxe Pogger from the Narwhals. You have from the Kings. You have TLK. You have
you have to pick TLK. I mean, that game winner is serious superstar in the making moment.
That's fair. I mean, there's a bunch of others that I can just think of.
It's a lot of great youth.
There's also, I don't remember who else they took, but let's see who they took because I don't remember anymore. It is Rod Tidwell, SD Core. This is a great pick as well. You can talk about TLK, but Tidwell was a good part of the Rail Raiders offense, and SD Core is a great user.
No, I think it's worth noting that what happens in the Dev League is there's usually one team that does not put up as good of stats. So guys like Tidwell don't shine as much. But once he gets to the majors and you get a great quarterback behind him, SD Core is a very, very fiery user, very active. And I think Tidwell will be a very good wide receiver in the future. So great
Absolutely.
pick.
So he's a phenomenal user. I've gotten to know SD Core over the year. He complains that we have too many spreadsheets, but alas, I love him.
He's my teammate in Cancun. That dude is, boy, he's quite a personality.
He's great. He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
people. All right, so now we have
Maybe
the defending champion, Roswell Aliens.
Oh.
All right, so this is a team that just won. If you were to Aliens, and let's take user out of this. What position would you go for them?
I think the Aliens are tough because they're such an aging team that ultimately you're building for the future, and I don't think there's a single bad position. But with iGrab coming and a Breeze Ladrian signing, I think what you're really looking for is offensive depth and someone to help out the defense. So, either a positional player, offensive line, another running back to back up Espelon, or a wide receiver. I think the Aliens need to go full offense and full depth.
All right. Well, with that, they're going to select offensive linemen.
Okay.
Dayton Max said, take a shot. TLK said, I love this pick. You're going to be dead on the floor in a little bit of under an hour if we do this. I promise, because I know who this is and I love this pick. It's Roffel McWaffle from the Kings. And honestly, phenomenal OL. I mean, they've got OL depth in Blast Me Away, but both he and Hunter McCarthy are getting up there in years. Good evening, Lone Star Glory. So Whik is a great user. He's a great person. He's been active in the Kings. Phenomenal pick. So,
and offensive line is definitely the most long-term pick of any position in this league. So when you are picking an offensive lineman, especially this high, you as an organization are expecting them to most likely stay with you for a long time.
We have a question.
Obviously, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So obviously, with the Aliens picking him this early, they expect him to be a solid contributor and to stick with them for a long time.
All right, we have a question as to who the first 5 picks were. So let me see if I've got this off the top of my head. Trench Warfare was taken first overall by the Hammerheads. 2 overall was Deep Pressing by the Dragons. 3 overall was the... God, I'm blanking on this. Was
hard to pronounce defensive lineman.
The Wallabies select Skadilius Kirkopoulison. I'm going to screw that name up a lot in streams. Then was Mertzy's Recreate, Vegan Stick, the kicker. And then was Rod Tidwell, the wide receiver for the Rail Raiders at 5. And then here we are at 6.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. So now we go on to 7. The Flamingos.
New Flamingos GM, co-GM.
They've got new management in Fort Lauderdale. They're looking to bring it back. And they're going to start with a defensive back. And the Flamingos select Matthew Edwards, all-star. I will be honest. I love this pick. I think it's... Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna say this really fast. The fact that he was here at 7 is still wild to me. He was the top earning player. Gurn, that is amazing that Forward FC won. I'm so happy. But yeah, so he was the top earning player, had the most TPE of anyone. He fell to them at 7. You can also...
That's a great pickup.
It's a great pickup. The Flamingos didn't really lose much. It is Crozier on the booth with me. Yes.
What's up, guys?
And
new head office member.
Yeah, welcome to head office. How are you enjoying that?
It's fantastic.
Excellent.
I've been so excited to be here.
Excellent, excellent. So yeah, so this guy's been great. He's been phenomenal on defense. And yeah, I have a philosophy within this engine that you can never have too many defensive backs.
Nope. Especially, the Flamingos had such issues with diamond nickel packages.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is, I mean, they have Matthew Edwards. They'll have Von Ubercastle replacing me. They have Willie Stroker, who's like a fantastic user that never gets mentioned. I think their defense in a year that they're supposed to be rebuilding will still be top 5, especially because of this pick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't think anyone's made a bad pick. So like King Sign is like, can I explain why he picked Hoppy over All Star? Hoppy was a phenomenal pick. He's a head office member, and OL is something you can never get too much of as well. So
Yeah, I mean, also one of the most important positions is offensive line.
oh,
Like you're
absolutely.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm not panning that pick at all.
If you had
Hoppy,
60 DBs, that might be too many.
yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Maybe the famous 60. Just make every player DB.
Yeah, Hammerheads lost 40. They needed to know well. There was no reason to pan that pick, especially because it's a member of head office. You're going to get
Yep.
someone who you know is engaged and involved.
And consistent and loyal.
Yeah, absolutely. He actually said he wants to stick with whatever team drafts him throughout his career. So that's phenomenal. And I want to throw out one other thing. Keep in mind with this league and how we're structured, where you get picked doesn't matter so much because with the way that the contract structure works, your contract basically is your source of TPE. So getting
Yep.
a high-paying contract but being picked late in the round is going to make you better than all the people that are picked above you but take less. So
Yep.
just keep that in mind. And with that in mind, let's go to 8, where the Rush are up.
Oh man.
And the Toronto Rush select wide receiver. All right, who do you got?
All right. Who do we still have available?
We have
So
just about
obviously,
everyone but Tidwell.
oh yeah. I'm just trying to think of I mean, real games, fantastic. Both of the Bodings still available. And then TOK. I mean, like I said, I think they should have gone to 5. I'd still pick TOK if they were available. But I think Real Games is also gonna be one of the best players of this draft class. So
All
those
right.
would be one of the 2 I'm eyeing.
And the pick is TLK Gurren Wudo.
Nice.
You know what? After that, he's been a phenomenal wide receiver. He's a great guy. He talks in locker rooms. He's phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things about Gurren. I've known Gurren for now a year and a half. I seriously, if you were to tell me bad things about Gurren, I would find who you were and tell you you're a liar.
Big name for PBE, right?
Huge name for PBE. Crab's a legend. Also, Wheeler's GM. But I love Gurren.
Crabs legend.
No, he was. We drafted him with the Crabs. He was phenomenal for us.
I think the thing about the Rush is this year they were very good. But I think they were like 1 or 2 players off of being like that very top tier, you know? And I think if this draft class pans out, then they might be one of the 3 best teams this year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think the Rush
Because
really
they're
lost
so
any
close.
steps.
No, they're pretty much purely gaining. Like this has been it's been a good kind of half rebuild.
And Matty Ice and Gurren also go back. So it's not surprising that once he was there at 8, he was going to be taken by the Rush.
Yep. Definitely. They said they wanted to be on the Dragons. Oh, you'll love the Rush. Believe
Matty
me,
Ice is my new best friend. I love it. I love it. You know what? You go in, you go, I want to be here, and then you get taken elsewhere. And sometimes that's just how it goes. All right. So with 9 overall, the Aztecs.
Oh man.
They're going to select. And the Aztecs are really interesting. I know who this is, and you're going to hear me gush about this pick in a minute. They're going to select linebacker. I'm not going to expect you to guess it, but I think this is a great pick. And this is Michael Dreyfus-Laser. He played for the Rail Raiders. He's a phenomenal person. If you're not an ISFL legend or someone who's been to the ISFL frequently, then Laser, actually, he's also involved in the PBE. He's a freaking phenomenal guy. He's one of the most wonderful people to talk to. I love Laser. I haven't spoken to him as much as I should, but he's a great person. So yeah,
the Aztecs, of course, being kind of an unlucky playoff team. I'm not sure if you'd agree with me there.
Oh, I'd
Um,
absolutely agree. They've been trying to beat the Wallabies for what, 2 seasons, and
yeah,
then the aliens go in and do it.
but still a very good team. Even with Toasty's departure, they've still been. I actually don't, off the top of my head, know who their new GM is.
So Toasty is not their GM. Their GM currently is Phillies fan, who's also a phenomenal person. He does our schedule.
Oh, okay.
By the way, our season 9 schedule is already done and created thanks to him.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It's fantastic. But even after Toasty retired to go to head office, the new GM Philly has been doing a great job, and I think they'll be just as competitive. And I expect Dreyfus to be a big pickup for their late playoff push.
Absolutely. And Laser's a phenomenal person who I'm sure will be also an impact in a leadership role as well.
Definitely.
So, phenomenal pickup by the Aztecs. All right, Hollywood, 10th overall. The Knights. How many Bob Seger references can I make? They're going to select defensive back. And we're going to turn the page for Jefferson Steelflex, a DeWalt 27. So, this is kind of the interesting one. So we did this draft offline, as I said. And the way it works is basically, if you create the moment we start the draft, you're in the next season. So there was some person who did create for this draft. They're going into season 10 draft. Steelflex created minutes before the draft kicked off.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
That's crazy.
So this is a phenomenal pick. I love it. I think it's great. You get a guy right before it happens. Technically, we started the draft offline even like 2 hours early. So we started earlier than planned. So he created before the earlier than planned. So it wasn't as much to the wire when you initially go and you've got 3 hours. It was actually, you have 7 minutes, you didn't know it. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, no, it's a good one. I like this pick.
Yep. And because he was such a late pick, they wouldn't have picked them if they didn't trust them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a gamble of a pick, and not in a bad way, but he's not starting off with as much TPE. So the Knights are sure they're getting a home run here, because you would not draft someone this kind of spontaneously if it wasn't a guaranteed success.
Yep. All right. On to 11. The Dragons are back up. And I still love that new logo.
It's so cool. Is the color scheme purple and black?
Purple, black, and yellow, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, we'll see what's going to happen. And I think that makes us now at 3 purple teams. And they're going to take the Truth, Dub City. I think this pick's great. First and foremost, it is a top-tier name.
It is.
The Truth.
Tied the Miners in tackles last year with Watt. Had 4 knockdowns and an interception, so a very good campaign. Good user, active. I think has been here a pretty long time. I think they played 10 games, so they were here since the start of the rookie, or since the start of this season's Dev League, and just a really good player overall. Good depth for the Dragons. They're picking up great depth this draft.
Oh, absolutely. Dragons are. I think the Dragons are going to see their first playoff berth this season.
I really have them in I think the top 3 category. They've had some really big pickups.
Yeah. All right. And with that, the Lions are now on the clock, and they're going to select offensive lineman Timmy the Sheep.
Boy.
You were talking him up earlier. I think it's an interesting pick. If he's active, he's going to be great. If he's not, well, luckily they have 2 offensive linemen already. They should draft King Crustacean. So King Crustacean doesn't exist in this league, and I'm actually already on the Lions, funnily enough, as an offensive lineman. So, yeah, I signed with them. I figured my usual go-to team that needs me the most. Vancouver needed me. And I think we're going to get there. We're going to get Vancouver on the right path. Timmy the Sheep is going to be the start of it. I like this pick a lot.
Very good.
Dylan's a good user.
Also, great name.
Absolutely. And with that, we're back to the Hammerheads. And the Hammerheads select wide receiver.
Oh boy.
Real Games.
Perfect.
They were talking earlier about how they would never hear the end of it if Real Games got taken before the Boating brothers, and it just happened.
Super active user. Really, it's hard to come into a league and advocate for yourself and be active and talk to GMs, and it's very indicative of a invested player and a strong personality to come in and immediately make a name for yourself. And I think Games is active, is updating well, is going to be a good player, and this is a fantastic pick for the Hammerheads.
Absolutely. So, Real Games is taken by the Hammerheads. I think it's a great pick.
Also, 10th in receiving yards for Dev League players this season.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
All right.
I have the stat base up, so
that's
whenever
awesome.
I see something convenient, I'll mention it.
No, that's good. I definitely need that.
Yep.
So with that, the Aliens select defensive lineman. All right. I know who this is. This is great. Sanjay Watt, the voiceless creator. Phenomenal user. He was talking it up, I think, he's on the King, so in the King's locker room. So yeah, no, he's a great person, great user. He's been active.
Yep.
Phenomenal, great pickup for the Aliens. Makes that, you said earlier, they need defensive depth. There he is. You've got him now replacing Vidal Valor, which is huge shoes to fill.
Oh, definitely.
Valor went to the Kings, but that's going to be interesting. They still haven't found a replacement for Dixie Kong yet, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. Also, one of the best pass rushers in the league, or as out of the rookie class, like bar none. 8 sacks on the season, only second in the league to Fat Heck.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, very, very good player.
All right,
it's important to have the sim like you.
Oh, absolutely. They got Ladrian. That's true. Thank you. I forgot about Ladrian.
They picked up Ladrian. That was a party in the Aliens locker room.
Yep. All right, and now the Frost Giants for their first pick of the night.
Frosties.
And they're going to select wide receiver. All right. Who do you think it's going to be?
Both of the Boatings are still around, right?
They are.
Yep, probably a Boating.
Which one? Take a pick.
I don't know. I will ask you, if you're a GM, which would you?
Ooh, I'd probably take Caleb myself, but.
All right. Let's see if the Frost Giants felt the same way.
Cloudcage is asking you to ping him when he gets drafted, just so you know.
Oh, yep, we'll do. What user is that?
It's Gob Bluth, Joe Bluth. There we go. I haven't seen the rest of the development in a long time.
Joe Bluth. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
And with that, they're going to select Caleb Boating, Unsalty Browns fan.
Nice.
I think it's a great one. Super active, super involved, phenomenal pick.
Fantastic username.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. And with that, the Flamingos are now on the clock. And they're going to select linebacker, Linus Riverboat, awesome 189. I love this pick.
Is that how you feel about the pick, DLK?
I think it's an awesome pick. Yeah, I do. He's been a great linebacker. I believe he played for he played for the Narwhals.
Yes.
And he was phenomenally good for them. So I think it's a good pick. He was one of the top earners. The fact that he's there at 16 overall.
Yes,
Superwoman, you have not been drafted yet.
Flamingo's really picking up steals. I mean, they're losing Dom Betts and another linebacker, Maximus. So, definitely need some new players at linebacker. Riverboat's going to be a starter, and he's going to be a good one, I think.
Yep. I mean, one of the things that I'm going to say a lot is the Flamingos got a lot of people who fell, and it's just kind of amazing.
And they also comboed that with trading up for pretty cheap. So they have a lot of picks, and then they got who they wanted with those picks.
Yep.
So that's a great draft.
And with that, Frosties are back on the clock. We're going to see this a bit. It's actually going to go Frost Giants, Flamingos, Frost Giant, Flamingos. And the Frost Giants are going to select defensive linemen. Archie Swift, Bayley. Oh, man. All right. I can talk about Bayley for hours. I love Bayley. Bayley is an amazing person. I have known him, and let me just say, since my 3rd season in the ISFL. For those. Infidel, do we have a summary board? We don't. I need to start actually doing that. That's something I should have done. Granted, I finished this PowerPoint slide literally 3 minutes before the draft. So, it's what we got. But I've known Bayley since my 3rd or 4th season in the ISFL when I suggested to CK that we should take this defensive back. And what a great pickup. Uprising, you will not be in the offline draft. You are going to be in the Season 10 draft. You will be put into the Development League for this season, and you will be thrown in for Season 10's draft.
Yeah, you'll get to hear the sweet sounds of me and TLK casting your games.
Yep. And Zelly sometimes.
Yep.
So Bayley is an amazing user. I think the Frost Giants are a phenomenal team. Bayley's going to be great for them. He actually gets to play with jabs, so another Swifties connection is always good. And so Bayley is great. I love Bayley. One of my favorite people.
Yep.
So, yeah. And with that, I said we're going Flamingos, Frosties, Flamingos, Frosties. So the Flamingos are going to select defensive linemen. Joseph Drad, Zoot.
Nice.
I'm surprised he fell this far. Again, you're going to hear me say this a lot with Flamingos. This guy has been super active, super involved, and I'm going to tell you a random Zoot fact that you never knew. We both used to play the mobile Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game. And funnily enough, we're in the exact same clan by sheer happenstance. Of like
Really?
30 people in an entire universe.
That is really interesting, actually. Huh.
So
that's cool.
It is. It's a kind of random fact. He joined the server, he left the server, and I was like, hey, I know you're in, I've recognized that name. And I'm like, huh, we're in that Discord together. That's weird. So that was fun. I love this guy. He's great. So Zoot's wonderful. I think the Flamingos got a great pick here. The Hammerheads tried trading up but got denied. And I mean, when this guy's there at 18, I don't blame him. This is a steal and a half.
I also want to say real quick that the Narwhal's locker room is celebrating, and it is like the cutest thing ever. I love it.
That's amazing. I love it.
Because boating's freaking out, Real Games is celebrating. It's great. I love the draft.
The draft
is so cool.
One of my favorite things. I think you haven't seen it yet, but I wrote out like all the responsibilities and then that I'm doing and like sort of if I should be doing them.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not giving up the draft. It will be pride for my cold dead fingers. I love the draft. And with that in mind, the Rush select defensive lineman Yogi Barr. So this pick is interesting, and I'm not going to say I love this pick, but I could be pleasantly surprised by it. He actually left the server, so it's going to be interesting to see if Matty Ice can bring him back. I'm assuming they have a BHB connection, and they'll be able to drag him back kicking and screaming, in which case, great pick at 19. If not, well, they're going to be picking again in a second. So let's do it. And with 20 overall, the Rush select defensive back, and this one I absolutely love. Did I intercept? Sakrosankt.
Oh man, that's DBs have the best names, I guess.
He does, and honestly, he's a phenomenal person. He is honestly a great locker room presence. I'll tell you the story. You probably are looking. You're going. He hasn't played many games. His stats aren't really there. Yeah, I forgot to put him in our depth chart for a good 7 games, and he's like, no big deal. Meanwhile, he's a top earner. He's just a phenomenal person. I think his
oh, that's awesome.
His profile is what's the Jaguars quarterback? Gardner Minshew. So I mean,
Yeah.
just great person. I love him. So,
Uncle Rico.
no, it's Uncle
No,
Rico.
he only played 3 games
Yeah,
and
because I
still had a
forgot.
great stat line.
Yeah,
1
but
interception, 3 knockdowns, 21 tackles. Yeah, that's if he played the whole season, he would have led the league in like everything. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, no, he was phenomenal. The rush got an
Good.
absolute steal here. It's why,
That's good.
despite the 19 pick and my skepticism of it, this pick just made up for it. It's just beautiful. I love it. All right, and with that, the aliens are gonna select
Defending
linebacker,
champs.
and
Nice.
there he is, Cloudcage, Gob Bluth.
All right.
Just be sure to message him. I love this pick. All right, so I have a bit of story with him. He and I go back back in a league known as the XFSL. I got thrown in because the team was basically losing all their GMs. So I said, yeah, I can run the defending champions. He was the only person from that original roster who stuck around the entire time. And phenomenal person. He taught me about a great channel, which is 4 Levels of Food. And if you have not ever seen it, go to YouTube and look it up. It's phenomenal. But there he is. He is an alien. He is a great person, and he's right there. And he's freaking out in chat, and I love it. He's a phenomenal person, one of my favorite people. I love this pick. I am surprised he is there at 21. Phenomenal pick.
Hey, Cloudcage, just to boost you a little more, Aliens locker room is freaking out that we got you. Like, we are so happy with this pick. So, I think you'll love it here in Roswell.
So, yeah, no, it's a great pick. He's one of my favorite people. So.
Yep.
All right, and with that, 22. Overall, the Dragons select running back. Oh, I know who this is.
Really?
TDL Caboose. There should be sound. Are you not hearing us? There's sound. There's definitely sound. Don't scare me.
Yeah, we have sound. It's on their end.
Lucas Arnold. And I love this pick.
Nice.
It can't be Thunderball. Thunderball's already on the rush. Thunderball is a send down. He's not a draftee. He's not in this draft class.
The Thunderball thing is hilarious because no one noticed him his first year, and now he's an all-star in dev leagues, and everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't they draft Thunderball?"
It's because he's already on the rush.
Oh man. But Lucas Arnold, man, if there's a team that knows how to integrate a running back well into the offense, it's the Dragons, who have used both Nikita and Noble in great ways. And I have no doubt that Lucas Arnold will be a very important part of the developing Dragons offense. And when you have a guy like Adonis King creating space for you, you can run all over him.
And
so
Lucas Arnold is also one of my favorite people. He's been super active in the Kings locker room. Like, phenomenal guy. I'm amazed that he fell there. And you meant Mika Maid, not Nikita.
Oh, did I say Nikita? Yeah, Mika Main.
By the way, can someone help TDL Caboose out with his sound issues, please? That would be much appreciated. So, I love this pick. I think the Dragons got an absolute steal here at 22. He's one of my favorite people.
Can't believe I said Nikita. Sorry, pal. He'll yell at me for that later.
All right, 23 overall. The Wallabies are back on, and they're going to select kicker because vegan stick is not enough. And I actually know this pick, and it makes sense. But if you've been watching this draft since the beginning, you may be scratching your head going, wait a minute, they've already selected vegan stick. Who are they selecting now? It's Chinstrap Depengu.
Oh.
So if you don't know Issa Starcross, Issa was super involved with the Wallabies in the past. His previous player was Adeli Depengu. So
yeah, are they? Is the plan to switch positions?
Probably one of them is probably going to switch. I would bet because just
I would
remember,
assume so.
It's a free switch before the regular kickoff of regular season.
So, yep. Two kickers is an OP move. Just take all the kickers.
Yeah, no, that's pretty impressive.
What are the rest of the teams gonna do?
There's still one kicker left, and there's three kickers left really that are still really good.
There was a lot of great kicking this season, which
Yeah.
is like weird for minors.
I love it.
Yep.
And we're back to the Flamingos, and they're gonna select defensive lineman Luda Criss.
Oh man.
I love this user. I think it's a great name. I don't know much about them, but hey, Caboose finally got sound. Glad to see it.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to our humble stream. As I'm an effing problem has been selected by the Flamingos. I think he's been active. He's been involved. He's been talkative in the Narwhal's locker room. Big Bertha has not been taken yet. No.
So here's this is a funny Flamingo story. I was helping draft scout for the Flamingos this season, and they were talking about taking Luda. And we were looking at message history, and Ludacris has 7 messages, and 5 of them are just asking how to update. And I remember one of the GMs was like, well, if the only thing they're talking about is how to update, it means they understand the core principles of super casual.
You know what? That's a really good point. I never thought.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask, if you join a sim league and ask how to update, then you're probably a good user. Like,
how do I update? How do I max earn? All you need to ask.
Yep. No, that's funny. I think that'll be a great pick for him.
Absolutely. All right, 25 overall. The Hammerheads have selected defensive back Javon Miller. I love this pick. He was talking about his short tenure in the development league, and that's fair. But as a defensive back, he's been talkative, he's been involved, he's been updating. He's a great pick. It's actually green, and then there's an emoji afterwards, but I couldn't get that to work. So,
yeah. I mean, earlier, Kingstyle was talking about how they needed a deep backfield, and this is definitely how you improve that secondary. You know, good user, especially the third. Like, this is, I think Javon should have gotten a lot earlier, actually.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's a phenomenal pick and a defensive back. It's great.
Yep. Seems like DB was not as much of a need this year as it was last for most teams, because this was honestly one of the deeper DB classes, and a lot of them went later than I expected. So I guess a lot of GMs just weren't necessarily in the market for that position this
was
year.
A deep draft in a lot of positions.
This is true. I think this will be one of the best drafts of the last few seasons.
I think definitely. Outside of tight end, like, there were multiple at every position.
Which is still definitely a very thin position. I'm surprised we don't have more tight ends.
I mean, we have a lot of people put their wide receiver at tight end.
That's true. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, like, guys like Adonis King and Jake Jortles are, like, ripping it. And I think it's interesting that more people don't create tight end.
Yeah, it's very true. All right, on to 26. The Vancouver Victorious Lions are going to select. They got freaked out by that last kicker pick, and they select someone who I absolutely love. I might have been screaming to Axo to take this person, that he was still there at 26. Because it's Darkness Rises.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Eno is one of, like, the 10 best users in this. And they went 26. That's such a steal.
And PCast, thank you for running a draft summary on the general channel. I appreciate it to no end.
That guy is fantastic. Shout out to PCast for all the work he puts in, this league, GFSA, Flamingos. Just a great guy all around.
So Zuko Ito is great. I am surprised he fell this far. He talks every morning. I know that because I'm awake every morning. And he's phenomenal.
I always see him send one message at 5 a.m. before I go to bed.
I always say good evening to him as I wake up. It's phenomenal. He's a great person. I love that he was there. And honestly, the Lions needed a kicker and a punter. Adrian Ripberger is not on the team anymore, I don't think.
Oh, wow. Some big news from the start of the draft. John Voight, Lion Nikita, and Hunter McCarthy are all retiring.
Oh, man. All right, I've outlasted John Voight by about 10 minutes, so I think I should call it now. I would hope I am awake every morning.
Big.
Shall see. I traded with the Lions because they were about to think that I was about to take Zuko. Well, that's funny because the Lions are up again. Defensive back. Elijah Wheeler. Yes. Joel, I like this guy. He's a good user. He talked a bit. So, oh man, bigfollows.com is back. I love it.
Oh man, let's go. You guys need followers?
We're good. So Elijah Wheeler, great user. I think he's still around, so phenomenal pick there.
Let me make sure. They are. Yep, they're still in. They actually run their own UFC. But yeah, active, positive, talks a lot about how they're really excited to play, and I think they'll really enjoy majors.
Absolutely.
That'll be a nice pick.
All right. On to Flamingos again. Defensive back.
Man.
Hakuna Matata, Superwoman.
Wow.
I'm amazed this pick fell this far. But Superwoman returns to her last team that she played for. For those of you who don't know, Superwoman, despite the fact she will deny it, helped me create this league. Super, super great person. I love this pick. I think it's phenomenal. So, means no worries for the rest of your days. She's a great user.
Man, it's so crazy to me that the Flamingos were basically supposed to rebuild and have now just gotten like 4 fantastic players to defense. Like, this is absurd to me. I can't believe no one in the league like stopped this.
I believe the term Topher once described when the Zelly rebuild happened for the Flamingos. Our rebuild lasted a total of 1 game.
Yeah, that's like, this Flamingos team might literally make playoffs again if these rookies stay active. Like, this is a crazy class.
Yep. The real challenge for Superwoman is she is running her own league. It's a fun league. But so that might be just the one reason why she fell. But she's a great person, and I do love her.
She's busy, but great user. Yep. Definitely.
All right, and with that, the Hammerheads select defensive back Trevon Moehrig II, Royce. So, fun fact about this one, I actually had to check the name 4 times because the last time Royce did it, and this is a fun story. So the aliens every preseason managed to break my sim every time without fail, and this man is one of the many. Caboose, there is absolutely love for OL. 3 OL have been taken. But Royce is fun because the last time he did, he actually used, instead of using eyes, he used pipes as the ending numbers, which broke the game. So that's a fun story you never knew about. But yeah, so Royce is a good person, good user, semi-active. I think at 29, he's a great pickup. Helps the Hammerheads defensive back group. So yeah.
Yep.
Can someone just draft a wide receiver so we think? Well, 30 overall. The Hammerheads select defensive back. Oh, wait, that's a quarterback. That's not a defensive back.
That's bad.
Whoops.
Shout out to Kingpin's legend, Zach Mouse. Hashtag Crush Fam.
So, Zach Mouse is great. I love this. Who has picked 27? Elijah Wheeler.
Joel, in all caps.
Actually, let me see if I can do this. No. Okay. We're just going to go back to where we were. So, sorry for listing you as a defensive back. You're a quarterback. But it is Zach Mouse. I think this is a great pick.
Rookie sensation.
Rookie sensation.
Came in and did crazy well.
Crazy well, but more importantly, the Hammerheads are likely going to be replacing Mr. Giannis Primetime Krustis at some point.
That's sad.
It is.
That's one of my favorite. It's just such a recognizable name.
It is. He was a household name, and so he's going to have big shoes to fill. But I think Mouse is going to do it. And I think it's a great pick. Narwhal's quarterback, phenomenal for him. I mean, just played absolutely great. I think he's going to be good in Madagascar. And Haseu's a great user.
Yes.
Phenomenal person in multiple sim leagues. So great pick at 30.
Quick question.
Yes.
When Madagascar was when the Hammerheads were rebranding, why did they choose Madagascar?
They did a raffle.
Really?
Yeah, people submitted and they picked a name out of a hat.
That's really funny. I like that. I mean, it's a cool location.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. And so now the Vipers, with their pick, are going to select defensive back, Rufus Rochambeau, Slug Trap.
Nice.
I love this pick. He was phenomenally active in the Rail Raiders. He didn't talk much because his schedule was weird, but the Vipers have weird schedules as well. Their quarterback schedule is also a little bit weird, so it's a great pick.
Yep. Third in the minors and tackles.
Yeah.
In fewer games played than anyone that was ahead of him. So that's very cool.
Yeah, no, he's been a great defensive back. I said he was going to shine, and he did.
Yeah.
And he's
really
actually
excited to see what the Vipers do. I think they have I think they'll have a nice improvement this season. You know, John Monteroy is probably going to win MIP, and he's going to be a star next season. And this is a good draft class.
TDL Caboose asked the famous question: "Is there any pick you don't love?"
Story pressing.
There are a couple that I don't, but overall, I generally do love most picks. I think overall with this league, you got it because it's just all about the user.
Yep.
So with this pick, one other thing I want to point out, he joins the illustrious group of people that I have recruited from the Axis server, among the likes of PCast and Zelly. So great company to be in. So yeah. Onwards to Madagascar. Hammerhead select wide receiver.
Oh boy.
You've got a comment saying, "Can we just know when there's a wide receiver?" So who do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know. Who's this late that could be a good sleeper?
There's Deluxe Pogger. There's the other Boating brother.
Oh, you have to take the other Boating. Come on.
All right, let's see. It is Devin Boating. The other Boating brother is taken by the Hammerheads. So are they on the same team? No, one of them's on the Frosties.
No, yeah, because the other Boating went from the Narwhals to the Frosties, so they were joking about that.
Didn't have to move much.
The Iceland connection.
So
Deluxe Gabe loudly yelling, "Gosh darn it, Devin, I hate you." Ah.
And with that, the Flamingos select wide receiver, Spencer Wilford. All right.
Woo!
Now I'm going to say something. I am surprised this man fell this far. His stats weren't there. His stats absolutely weren't there. But he was a top earner. He earned TPE. He did activity checks, and he spent. Despite the stats not being there, the fact that he is there at 33 is wild. He had, I think, like the 5th most TPE spent of anyone. Absurd.
Yes. And man, I think the Flamingos offense might be the most deep in the league.
Yeah.
Because they got, Jordals, they have Webb, they have Catalyze, there's the other wide receiver that I'm blanking the name on. But a lot of guys to create space, Symmetric might go to wide receiver 4 or 5, but he'll have a chance to get a lot of catches for rookie. Oh, Brewer, yep. So he'll have a lot of chances to get a rookie because that offense really opens up space. So I think he'll really like his rookie season.
Yeah. The Boating brothers have been separated with a crying face.
That's so sad.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, and with that, 34 overall, the Victorious Lions select running back, Kylie Rae.
Nice.
I like this pick.
Yep.
She's been having some technical difficulties with updating, but she's been active. She's been good. I think it's a good pick for the locker room.
That's such a cool logo, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I didn't make it, though.
Yeah.
Victor Moreno made it.
That VVI is like, it kind of looks like a frat. It's very cool.
It's actually an L. It's not an I.
Oh, yeah, because it's Lions. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of cuts it off. A good user.
So,
Don't mean to distract. This is a good pickup.
so yeah. And with that, we're going to the Vipers, who've selected offensive linemen.
Oh boy.
All right, so who do you got? Who do you got still? Who do you think it is?
Who's still in?
There's one. There's only one.
There's one. I guess I don't need to guess then.
And that is Big Bertha. Caboose is a Viper.
Nice. That is a fantastic name.
So I was actually talking to Hydra, and he said he wanted to take Big Bertha earlier, but he guessed that no one was going to take an OL that hadn't already.
Nice.
So he was pretty confident that he could get Big Bertha on a later swing.
Job in gauging demand.
Yeah, no, phenomenal pick by him.
Yep. In some better retirement use, by the way, Gage Ross just confirmed he will be recreating.
Ooh, I love it.
Yep. That's a good user. So
Development league.
Be ready for next season.
Yeah, we might be folding the binaries in a matter of minutes. We'll see.
I like the implication that we'd keep them, but all their players would be cyborgs.
That's fair.
Imagine Zach Mouse with the bionic arm.
I'm glad you like the Vipers logo. It was actually made by Connor of the Wallabies. Right before he left to join them, he created a hand-drawn custom logo for the Vipers.
That's cool.
So it is a original, unique logo for our league. Speaking of original and unique logos, the Twisters with their first and only pick in this draft.
Oh man.
I mean, you'd think
what they trade their first for?
I don't remember. And they're going to select kicker Aaron Hughes, Corey Mizu. Oh. I like this guy. He's been talking a lot. He's been involved. So he's been talking in general. Great pickup. And they traded it for friendship.
It sounds kind of silly, but if you're in the late third round and you can get someone who hasn't left the server, chances are it's a pretty good pick. Like, seriously. Because this is when, the picks start to get a little more dubious around late third, early fourth. So if you can get someone that is going to at least, put effort into updating, then it's usually a very good pick.
And one other thing to keep in mind, it also depends on draft class as well.
True. Yes. And this is a deep draft class. So
yeah. But I mean, it also, if you look at sort of how Twisters are built, they needed a kicker. Marvin Jett retired. And we'll get to his recreate a little later. So, as we head into the fourth round, and with that, the Frost Giants select wide receiver, Deluxe Pogger.
Nice.
So,
good draft for the Frosties.
Yeah, great draft for the Frosties. They're getting an active locker room, which they're getting people who talk, which is phenomenal.
Yep.
So it's going to be great for this team. So yeah, no, it's great. So
shout out once again to Von Ubercastle, who's still updating this draft recap.
I love it.
Really dedicated.
Honestly, most dedicated member right there.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I love him. All right, on to 30. We didn't talk about Pogger much. Pogger's a great pick. I love it. I think it's a great one. So he's another one of the Bodang group. It's not really the Bodang brothers, but they all came from the Mobile Access League, which is really fun to watch, by the way. Just do recommend it. But they all come from there, so great pick there.
Yeah, the Narwhals chat is freaking out because a lot of them went straight to the Frosties.
Makes sense. Ben's involved in their team.
Yep.
Would you believe?
Free you have a free draft scout.
Yeah. And with 38 overall, the Flamingos select defensive back Barry
I think it's literally McCockner.
Yeah, I don't know this user actually, so I can't really comment on it. Caboose was asking if there's a pick I don't love. I'm going to say it. I don't love this pick because I don't know this pick. Do you know this person?
I don't think they're in the server.
Ah.
No.
Well, the infallible Flamingos are fallible then.
I mean, yeah, round 4, you're shooting in the dark, and who knows? Maybe they'll get in contact and get a good user.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
With that, 39, the Frost Giants select running back Jay Boateng.
Nice.
So another Boateng goes to Reykjavik.
Yep. Good man. Talk about a rookie mentor as Kobe Akaiwa, who is an astoundingly fun running back. So definitely a cool running back locker room. If Boateng can pay out.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, Kobe Akaiwa is easily my second favorite running back to watch.
They're so fun. Yeah.
Him and Espelone.
Yes. Yeah. And Mika Main was really fun before they put them at wide receiver too.
I mean, he's still fun at wide receiver.
Oh yeah, I know, but there's something the juke mechanics of running backs in Axis are so enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right, and with that 40 overall, the Victorious Lions select tight end.
And
This is our first tight end of the draft.
that makes me sad.
Jason Grayson, who I was surprised was there at 40.
Yes.
Dude talks all the time, talks in general, says good morning every morning. Phenomenal guy. He's and it keeps it away from the animosity and the twisters with Weasel and Weasel Slayer.
Yeah.
So
Jason Grayson has 37 messages sent, which is like way more than anyone else that's been drafted right
I didn't see
now.
the messages sent.
Yeah, that's a very nice active user this late, especially at tight end.
Yeah, phenomenal pick. So
Very good.
hopefully EXO is inviting all these people to the locker room. I'll find out in a minute. As we go to 41, Flamingo select linebacker. Rookie sensation, Kidding Soda.
Wow. Rookie sensation went this late.
I mean, he kind of fell off face of the earth. I do know how to reach him though. So, and
Yeah, no, he started off well and then kind of disappeared. But
I'll go.
be...
We were talking about Superwoman's league earlier. I grabbed him in that league, so I know how to reach him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm somehow running a team there. It's doing okay. Well,
Are you just like, how many sim leagues are you into? Okay, it must be in the millions.
no, it's not. So servers, I'm in a lot more than I'm in actually like involved in. At this point, I'm involved in 3.
Yes.
He told me he retired. He never posted a retirement.
Boo!
You can't just say you retire. It's not freaking Michael Scott in The Office declaring bankruptcy.
You can't exclamation point retire in this league. You can't
say you can't. I'm just thinking, Michael, you can't just simply say that you're retiring. I didn't say it. I declared it.
Oh my god.
So
it's the Bongo Cat fiasco all over again.
So yeah, so that's how that works.
Okay.
He's technically
well.
on the
Let's hope they
Flamingos.
come back.
Yeah, if not, look, you take a shot at 41.
Yep.
And with that, the Vipers are going to select linebacker Jeremy Ayers, Delaney Nash. I think he was here earlier. I'm not sure.
Let me check.
I don't know this user, so I don't really have a comment on this pick.
Okay, yeah, pretty active user. Talks a lot in general.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, no,
great pick at 42 then. The secret to life, the universe, and everything.
Thanks for all the fish. Yeah, no, that looks like that might be a good pickup at 42.
Excellent. Then I love this pick. Yeah, where do you find the messages sent?
On PC, you just search from user and it will show you how many messages they sent.
Ah, really smart.
Yep. Yeah. It's a good general gauge for locker room activity. I know I would do it to Draft Scout when I was GM.
Learn something new.
At least one of the ways I Draft Scout.
All right, with 43 overall, the Frost Giants select running back, and I know who this is. And this one is surprising that he fell this far. It's going to be a running back battle, but I love it.
All right.
It's Thomas Noble II,
son
of future
he
Hall of
went this
Famer.
low?
Thomas Noble. Yeah, he went this late. I'm really surprised. I was surprised by it. Like, the one of 2 running backs to win MVP. He is obviously going to the Hall of Fame with his first one. So now he's going to try and see if lightning can strike twice. And I love it.
I mean, even if he's like 1/2 as good as a user, he would still be like a top like 12 running back.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is super late. I don't know how other GMs could let such a good recreate fall this far.
I'm
That's
surprised by it
interesting.
too. Yeah, I know because I'm technically still in the Frost Giants war room. They were surprised that he was still there, and they're like, "We're gonna grab him." He's absolutely active. Yeah, no, Noble is great. I
Man,
don't know why he fell that far. So
lack of running back demand, I guess, but I don't know.
I don't know.
That's weird.
All right, on to 44. Recreate to make people nervous. Yeah, when I recreate, we'll see how that works.
No one will draft you. That would
Everyone's
be
worried
the
I'm gonna
funniest.
just dip.
That would be the funniest league like trolling ever. Would be to boycott drafting you.
We'll get to a supplemental draft. All right, guys, I'll give you 50 TP if you take me. No, no,
I am begging you, put me on a team.
please, guys, just don't do this to me.
Oh man.
All right, and with that, the Flamingos select wide receiver, Boss James. I was
Oh,
surprised he
nice.
fell this far as well. Another super active user.
GFSA legend. If he's as active in super casuals updating as he is in GFSA, then he will actually probably be like a top like 10 player. Like
Oh, yeah.
he does all of the updates. It's crazy that he went this low as a wide receiver.
It's wild. I think because everyone was like, we're deep at wide receiver. It's
Yes.
kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
if we look at defensive back, so yeah, no, it was a good pick. All right, with
Yes.
45 overall, the Flamingos select wide receiver, Boss James again. Defensive back, let's just go there. Nicholas Orinoco.
Okay.
I don't love this pick. So Oren got mad at me because I forgot to put him in the depth chart because I was rushing to get it out the door. Because everyone created like hours before, like the games. So I was rushing to get him into the depth chart. I didn't, and so he quit. So I don't know if they can get him back. If they can't, great. If not, well, you're at 46. So
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is when you're at the part of the draft where a lot of GMs are passing, and you're literally just you see a guy, you think you might have a draftee, you pick him.
I'm not mad, pal. I want to make that very clear. I'm
He's so salty.
surprised. Like
Teething.
I think it's one of those things that like, how do you deal with adversity? Like Sakrosankt was like, yeah, whatever, it's all good. It was still phenomenal. And then you have this guy who's like, nah, I'm out. All right, so I need to talk about something in a second, which is this. So some of you may be going, hold on a second, I wasn't drafted yet. Which is we are working on that. We are actually working on getting everyone drafted.
Yep, we are right in the middle of the supplemental draft.
And then so once that's done, you will have a home. So here are the 5 people, and already some of them have been picked.
Yeah, we already have 3 of the 5 off.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah. This has been going pretty well, actually.
So yeah, we'll have everyone on a home and on a team shortly. We'll probably announce the supplementals as they happen as well, so you don't have to wait.
Yes.
I
am surprised no one picked up Monago or Weary. I will say that. I think in terms of late drafts, they probably could have gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're getting you on a team. Basically, what happened was every team passed due to cap restrictions, so we increased the cap so that this way all these 5 people will have homes. And so yeah, you don't have to worry about that, and it'll help with cap considerations. So yeah. I can tell you that 1 and 2, which is the third one who got picked so far?
Let me check real quick. Do you want me to just straight up announce them?
Yeah, why not? We're here.
Yeah, so once my mouse cooperates here.
I know Nakai went to the Hammerheads.
The Dragons took Stanek, they're actually not listed on draft. That might be
I
bad.
think I missed a pick. Aha. Who did I miss?
So you have the 5 you have is Monago, Weary, Deer, Error, and Nakai. And then the Dragons just picked Super Sanic, who I don't know if they're...
Sanic was not on that list because he left the server.
Okay.
That was why.
Is that still a valid pick?
It's still valid. I'll count it.
Cool. Okay. Well, congrats to Super Sanic, who's not watching this. Let's see if the Dragons can get him in. They were a good, they were actually a really good Dev League player, Super Sanic. Kind of funny how it doesn't always translate.
I did miss a pick at 29. Haha. All right, let's see if we go back. I think I skipped over one.
Oh, that's bad.
I totally did. So at 29, one of them did happen. So let me actually share this so you can all see. So at 29, Distillion was picked by the Lions, Dustin Johnson. So thank you for pointing that out, PCast. That would have been real bad. But yeah. And Pow says he got painted back. So there you go.
Nice.
And so there you go. Thank you all for tuning in for a great draft. Dom, thank you again for joining me in the booth. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Real quick, I want to ask you, who won?
Oh. Ooh, I think I'm going to go with Flamingos.
Good choice.
What about you? Who do you think won?
Oh, I'm always a Flamingos homer.
You can't pick the Flamingos. I already picked them, though.
Okay. Frost Giants or Aliens?
All right, fair enough. I'd actually say possibly also Dragons.
Yeah, Dragons got good depth. Yes.
Distillion, I apologize profusely. I thought I got all the picks, and I didn't double check, and that's on me. But you did get picked. You got picked 29.
Congrats, buddy. How do you?
Finally got called 40 picks after I got drafted.
Oh, man.
You're going to learn.
You can still shake the commissioner's hand if you want.
Yeah, I will allow it. You will learn I make a lot of mistakes. So,
all right.
Thank you all.
Thanks for tuning in.
And we will see you Wednesday when we start our tournament for charity. Our Pro Bowl charity tournament. We'll have the rosters posted tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, should be good.
Great.